Rhode Island. This place is a hidden gem and it's just north of busy New York. It boasts pretty open green spaces, stunning architecture and locally sourced gastronomic delights. The beautiful, inviting neighbourhoods are laden with historic mansions, and the town itself is rich in culture and community spirit. In this episode, we explore several iterations of a local success story, the restaurants and services of Stoneacre as it breathes new life into this already exclusive food scene. I'm a complete sucker for the clean, crisp, considered New England lifestyle, and Newport is sure to impress. Welcome to Newport, Rhode Island. In this episode, we hit the local park for an extravagant affair with Stoneacre's co-owner Chris. We head to their sister restaurant Stoneacre Garden for some fun favourites as I sit down with local food writer Andrea. Then I cross town to the team's newest incarnation, the Stoneacre Brasserie, a typically French affair with stunning plates and industrial decor. And if that's not enough, I learn how to cook pizza, Newport style, with Chef Mariana at the local Italian staple, Bacino. Newport really is an aesthetic dream. Knitting together the grand properties is a plethora of open parks and recreational spaces. I arranged to meet Stoneacre's co-owner Chris at the park. I believe he has something special in store for my arrival. Ah, here he is. Hey! Hey, you must be Chris.
That's me.
Does everyone ride a bike around here like that?
They should. It's the only way to beat traffic.
Good to meet you. I'm Gary.
Just Turbender.
Yeah, good to meet you. So here we are, Rhode Island. We're in Newport. It looks so pretty.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Every time you come over the bridge, I mean, it's a breath of fresh air.
How long has Newport been here for?
I mean, we're coming up on the 400th anniversary pretty soon.
Wow.
I'm getting ready to plan the quadcentennial parties personally.
For real?
Yeah, practicing. You got like 20 years to get ready, but there's nothing better than that.
I love it. Well, I mean, I love what I see so far. Haven't tried the food yet, but I know you're going to probably recommend some places.
I mean, you can't go wrong with pretty much anything in town. Some of the best chefs around.
Well, that's going to be great. We're going to do something really special today. You're going to kind of take me on a picnic.
We've got one set up right over here for you.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Oh, Chris, this is insane. Are you serious?
Make yourself at home.
This is great. You do this for people.
Anybody, anywhere you want.
Wow. So just sit down?
Yeah.
Okay, this is great. Oh my God, there's a whole spread here too. This is just insane.
It's quite a spread, isn't it?
So who would kind of do this on any given day?
Well, either myself or one of our other picnic guru ladies.
Yeah.
They arrive about an hour beforehand and we kind of perfect everything, do all the finishing touches. And
Yep.
then once the guest arrives, we take a few Instagram photos for them.
Nice.
And then we take off. And
they just then just stay here on their own?
yep, about 20 minutes before they want to leave, they send a small little text and we come right back and tidy everything up.
Who is usually your patrons? Like, I mean, who?
A full spread.
Okay.
I mean, anyone from somebody getting engaged or
That's what I was thinking would be
or
great.
anniversaries.
Yeah.
Well, would you look at this? Between Chris and his compatriots, they are turning their hand to providing locals and tourists alike with a very Instagrammable picnic experience all over Newport. Chris and his team will deliver a bougie brunch experience with some rather comfy down pillows.
So you're a Newport guy. What do you guys do here for fun if you live here?
I mean, it's pretty much like an adult playground. There's everything from, getting out on the water and sailing to recently, these past couple of years, we've really gotten into croquet. And
That's so posh.
I mean, it sounds that way, but it's, it goes downhill fast. But it's it's a great afternoon activity. It's after a couple glasses of champagne, you just get a little bit better.
I love that. Yeah. Well, in your own mind, right?
Hey.
All right. So what are we eating here? What have you got here? What do you got here for me, Chris?
Well, this one's more of probably our most popular one. It's the Parisian Lunch. It's
Okay.
little ham and Gruyère sandwich on baguettes. And
Yep.
We have our little ratatouille tartine, and
Okay.
one of our staples of the restaurant. It's a kale salad with a miso Caesar. This is from the Stoneacre Brasserie.
Which is your restaurant?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a great way for us to kind of get out and about without opening another restaurant or taking on another lease or anything like that.
There is everything you could want here and more. It's time to pop the champagne. Who said it was too early to celebrate my arrival?
Well, we've got some champagne here, right? Should we?
Do you mind if I pop it?
Please, yeah, please do. This is a great start to Newport, Rhode Island. I think I'm going to like this place.
I think it'll fit in quite well.
There we go. And now it's a party. This looks fantastic and goes well with the French.
Nice little cremant.
Yeah. Well, cheers.
Glad I finally made it.
And what a great way to start the episode. Cheers.
If this is a welcome party, I can't wait to see what else is in store for me in beautiful Newport. With a spring in my step, I leave Chris to polish off the bottle of champagne and I head to my next date. I'm quite taken with this place already. I drop into local food writer Andrea at Stoneacre Garden for all the gossip on what's hot in the food scene here.
So I'm catching up with Andrea McHugh today. She's the food editor at Newport Life Magazine. And she's brought me here to one of her favourite places. It's got such great character. I love that kind of Hamptons kind of feel it's got here. I'm really keen to try the food.
Stoneacre Garden started about a year ago. We realized the need for more outdoor space and more creative energy in Newport. We're able to get top quality ingredients, and then we've decided with this property to put an Asian twist on everything.
And it's Andrea.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Great to see you.
I know, right?
Welcome to Newport.
Thank you so much. I've been to some towns around the United States, but I haven't seen one as pretty.
Oh, I fell in love with it myself. I'm not a native.
Okay.
I came to visit around 19 years ago and never left. But the coastal charm of this place, it's sophisticated,
Yeah.
it's chill, it's everything. It has a little vibe everywhere.
What are the people like here? What are the locals like? Because you've got really wealthy people here.
It's the entire spectrum, and one of the things I love about here is that everyone does the same thing, same places. You might be at a dive bar with a millionaire sitting next to you on the bar stool, or you can really just have an adventure every day.
How is the food scene going here? It's changing, right?
It is. You know, Newport has 4 centuries of food and history and culture and hospitality. So it's literally woven into the fabric of the city itself.
Yeah.
We have traditional New England fare. We, of course, take advantage of the sea right here. We have more than 1,000 farms from where we're sitting right now.
Really?
And we're getting an amazing, beautiful fusion of international talent, chefs and restaurateurs that are really elevating the culinary scene here in town.
Because this is what you're thinking food all the time.
I'm thinking food all the time.
Yeah.
I do.
So we're at the Stoneacre Garden,
Yes.
which is kind of a cool, kind of
Very cool.
vibey kind of place. What are we going to be eating here?
We're gonna have their poke bowl and their ahi tuna tacos.
Sounds good. Obviously, having a restaurant right by the water, you do want to try some seafood. And obviously, the best way to have seafood is when it's absolutely raw and fresh. So I'm really keen to try what their kitchen is presenting today.
First, we have grated ahi tuna. It's marinated in hoisin sauce, and then we lay it over some rice and a green bed of salad. So you have edamame, fresh carrots, and some red cabbage. Because of the ingredients that we're using, we really want the freshness and the brightness to come out, layered with the quality of the seafood, and then just the accents of Asian ingredients.
Sounds right up my alley. I can't wait to try.
Alrighty, this looks good. Thank you, sir. This looks great. Okay. So we've got a poke bowl, which is kind of like a really traditional kind of poke, which is kind of cool. Ahi tacos, which are kind of cool. These are crispy.
Yes, it's almost like a wonton wrap.
All right, let's give it a bit of a try here. So we get some of that sauce with on top of the rice there. And look at that ahi, that looks really fresh.
So amazing. I mean, we have a huge fishing fleet here in Newport and throughout Rhode Island. So we have a state pier, and it's not uncommon to be eating at dinner time what was caught that day.
That's great. That's right. Oh wow. It's kind of like a really roasted kind of sesame flavour going through all that. I really love the sauce they've got on the rice there.
Great.
All right, let's check out the, look at that. They've got some amazing sauce, which I'm not sure what that is, but just looks great. Sesame seed in as well, and fresh ahi. Let's get that
Dive right
crisp.
in.
Let's do it. Wow.
A lot of things coming together.
Sesame seed, which kind of give it a little bit more crunch as well. And again, great produce. This is so cool.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Love that.
That's good, right?
Yeah.
We have got a lot of food here to eat. You've been amazing. Thank you so much for
I've had a great time.
giving me the lowdown.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks to Andrea, I feel educated on the scene here in Newport. I head over to Stoneacre Garden's younger yet bigger brother for Newport's take on French cuisine.
So this is Stoneacre Brasserie. We took over this space in 2017 and completely redesigned it here in the heart of downtown Newport. And we really pride ourselves on sort of a farm-to-table experience and our relationships with local farmers and fishermen. They really come in and enjoy a local farm-fresh experience inspired by French brasserie style of dining.
So I'm heading into Stoneacre Brasserie, which is kind of like where France kind of meets Rhode Island, Newport, which is kind of cool. And I'm going to try some of their exquisite food. Hey David, how you doing?
Thanks, I'm great. Good to see you. Welcome.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
You're Mr. Restaurant guy around here in Rhode Island.
Yeah, you know, we've had our share of restaurants here.
How many have you got now?
We have 2 currently. Had a small little restaurant, Stoneacre Pantry, which is the foundation of all of the Stoneacre restaurants.
Okay.
We switched that to Stoneacre Tapas while we were building Stoneacre Brasserie, so I guess that counts as 2 restaurants there.
Yeah.
Opened Stoneacre Brasserie, and then last year, in the midst of a worldwide pandemic, opened Stoneacre Garden. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, as you do.
You know, I think not a lot of people had that opportunity, so we kind of jumped on it. There was, you know, a silver lining. COVID was a crazy, crazy time.
Yeah.
And it was an opportunity that we couldn't say no to.
Together with my picnic pal Chris, David is the co-owner of Stoneacre and all the many successful offshoots.
Stoneacre, what does it mean?
Stoneacre is a property on Bellevue Avenue in Newport.
Right.
It was owned and called Stoneacre about 100 years ago. There's a big, beautiful mansion on the property that has since burned down. Then the property was landscaped by Frederick Law Olmsted.
Okay.
Olmsted played a big part in naming the restaurant Stoneacre because one of his philosophies in his landscaping was take what the earth gives you.
Yep.
So I thought that was sort of
Fantastic.
a good energy to base a restaurant on.
Yeah.
So Stoneacre was it. We've been hanging our hat on that since.
He was the guy who designed. Did he design some other gardens, right?
Yeah, he did a World's Fair. He did Central Park.
He did Central Park.
Did Central Park
Wow.
among many other great public parks and many landscapes here in New York. When the mansions were a thing, you would get the greatest architect in the country to come and design the yard.
The mansions here are pretty spectacular. I mean, my goodness.
Yeah, it's even as a local, one of my favorite things to do is put in the headphones, do the mansion tour. Yeah. Get a little brief of history and see how the better half lived.
So, I mean, what's the story with Rhode Island? I mean, obviously this was founded by really rich people, right?
Yes and no. I think it was an industrial town, and it's always had the vibe of being a very wealthy, opulent town. Yeah. But there's a very, very good majority of the folks here who are working class. Yeah. The fishermen and fisherwomen. Yeah. The farmers and hospitality, because with all of the wealthy coming into town, you have to be hospitable.
Absolutely right. And they need to have some good
that
food.
That brings us to Stoneacre.
Yeah, exactly right.
So.
With a huge bar and a nautically influenced decor, the space is inviting to say the least.
Just love the look of it. I mean, what do you call this kind of look that you've gone into? An Art Deco.
It's nautical industrial. Okay. Is kind of what we were targeting. Yeah. So we wanted some industrial, some nautical vibes to it as well.
Love the amazing chandelier, which gives it that kind of French kind of connotation, and I can see on the artwork too. It's there's the nautical kind of look.
Yeah, it's got a big copper bar, 36 seats around the bar, so it's a gathering place. Yeah, we're open a lot. We have a lot of different options for food. You can really blow it out, or you can really simply have some cheese and a glass of wine.
What are we eating today?
So today we have a barley-style risotto, where we would use the grain, cook it risotto style, sweet pea puree, and butter poached lobster knuckle. Delicious. Yum. So summery, refreshing, but also savory.
How do you go about designing a food program here? You don't want it to be too French because you want it to appeal to Americans too. So I mean, how do you make that happen?
The the world famous cheeseburger, which is probably one of our most popular dishes. It's like the cheeseburger have appealed to a larger audience as we've had a larger restaurant, and I think they've been great successes.
Yeah, great. Isn't it amazing? I mean, it's just take my hat off to you. You've just started with something very small and growing it into this restaurant empire here in Newport.
Thank you. It's at this point I have very little to do with it. I pushed the ball up the hill to a certain point, and then somehow acquired a very strong team around us to continue to push it along. So it's less about me. It's more about the team. Hospitality is not about one person. It's about our whole team. So
love it.
Yeah.
Well, looks like the food's coming now. Look at that. Oh, thank you, sir. That looks fantastic. David, this is amazing. Look at the colours in that. Do you know what is incredible about what's going on in food right now, for those who are doing it right, is it has to be Instagrammable, right?
It is absolutely, that's the thing now, is making it Instagrammable. So this is one of my favorite seasons for colours and textures.
Love it. I mean, this would just come up so well on the gram. Oh my God, the food is so colourful, and it is so perfect visually when you look at it, which is kind of what you want, because you want it to look good before you eat it, right? Let's give it a try, shall we? What should I try first?
Ooh, I would dig into some of that risotto. It's one of my favorite dishes.
Alrighty, and that's got lobster, right?
Yep, lobster knuckles, butter poached, sweet peas, and sweet pea puree.
Okay, it looks great. So let me try some of this risotto real quick. Get some of that lobster on there. It's so good. Absolutely cooked to perfection. Tastes really fresh. Just so cool.
My favorite summertime dish on the menu. Absolutely.
Love that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try some of this. We've got a beet with pesto as well. Look at that, just looks fantastic. Great summer dish, really fresh. Really, really wonderful flavors coming from so many different areas in that dish.
It's very earthy, chilled, and also, I think, very flavorful.
On a hot summer's night, absolutely perfect.
Great, yeah. Thank
Will you join me for some food right now?
I would love to.
Let's do it.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I've said goodbye to David and Christine, and now it's on to my final stop. If you ever find yourself in Newport, be sure to check out one of their several establishments. I hitch a ride to the local Italian, where I sample some familiar classics done slightly differently. I meet executive chef Mariana at her kitchen at Bar Chino. She's going to teach me how to bake a pizza, Newport style.
Hello, Mariana. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
I've got to tell you, I love your town. It is absolutely gorgeous. If you imagine drawing the perfect town, this is it.
It's such a fun place to live in and work in.
I mean, it's so beautiful. When you go to Disneyland, you see all the pretty houses and all the stores. I reckon they've modelled it on this town. Like, it's just so pretty, right?
I think so.
All right, what are we doing today at Bar Chino?
So we are actually known for our grilled pizzas.
Okay.
They're really special. We make them in-house every day. The dough itself, they have olive oil, fresh yeast, some sugar, salt. So we're gonna stretch some of those doughs, and we're gonna make a prosciutto pizza.
I love it. And then you always say, then we're gonna throw them on the grill.
Throw them on the grill.
I love it. So, I mean, what you guys are all about here is it's kind of casual, kind of Italian kind of fare, right?
So it's a really, like you said, very casual restaurant. It's almost like a neighborhood bar. Which we actually attract a lot of locals, which keeps us busy all year round.
Yeah, great.
I like to refer to it as like the green and white of Italian cuisine, not so much the red. So it's a lot lighter.
Okay.
So there's a lot of like really nice salads and a lot lighter pastas. You're not gonna find like the typical like
steak.
Yeah, exactly. Or like, you know, the chicken parm, things like that. It's more of the fresher, healthier version of the Italian cuisine.
Well, show us how you make your most famous pizzas.
Awesome. We take some dough that we have made in-house.
Yeah.
We put it right on the sheet pan.
So you've got a lot of oil on there.
Yeah, because if not, the oil is what actually helps everything stretch out.
Okay.
And if it didn't have the oil, it would actually just stick right on the grill. So, and this in itself is an art, because traditional pizza making is with flour.
Yep.
So a lot of people that actually start working here struggle a little bit the first couple of weeks learning this specific dough.
So what's in this dough then?
Like I said, there's olive oil in it, fresh yeast, sugar, water. But we also, like you see, we keep it in olive oil.
Well, that wasn't too difficult.
No, I've had lots of practice.
Wow, so it just goes straight on the grill.
Right on the grill.
I don't think I've had a pizza that's done this way before.
Really?
Yeah.
It's actually very much known in Rhode Island. So
Okay.
something very traditional of us.
Of course, Rhode Island does everything different. Everything's prettier, everything's more pristine, except for these, which are a little bit more grungier on the grill.
Yeah, exactly. We're a little quirky little state. So, yeah, so we wait a couple of minutes
Yeah.
until
Oh, the bubbling
the
up
pizza.
like that.
Oh yeah, and you can see the marks start happening.
Yeah, and you don't mind if it's a little bit charred, right? You like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You want that like nice grilled look to it. Then we flip it,
All those bubbles, so cool. Love that.
and we literally just build it right on the grill like that.
Okay, great. So you're gonna throw it all on there.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Cheese is down. Heat from the grill, it has enough heat to actually warm up the sauce.
Love
and
it.
we keep it room temperature,
Okay.
so it doesn't take much. This is gorgonzola and
Okay.
mascarpone
Okay.
mixed together with a little bit of salt and pepper.
So it's got a real sweetness to it, hasn't it? Because you've already got some sugar in the dough as well.
Yep. So then we add our fig jam as well.
Okay, fig jam is going on there, and it's just randomly.
Actually, we make everything in-house for the most part. So
Okay.
our fig jam is made here. It has balsamic vinegar,
Wow.
a little bit of onions, red white wine. So
Oh
yeah.
wow! So it's got a little bit of everything
Yeah.
on
So then we take it off the grill.
there. Yep.
You can see it's quite crispy
Yeah.
already. Put our prosciutto on it,
Okay.
which we slice in-house every day as well.
Okay. Prosciutto. Okay, so it's really quite generous with the prosciutto on there.
Oh yeah. You want people to really taste it. And you know, with prosciutto, it's really important to us that we get the whole legs in
Yeah.
because it needs to be thin enough that it'll melt on the pizza.
Look at that. That's going to be so nice. And there's so many different flavors going on there. You've got the meatiness of the prosciutto, and then you've got the sweetness of the fig.
And then we just finish it right up like that.
Right. And that's enough to heat it, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
As you can see, all the cheese is all melted already.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And that's it.
that's it.
Oh
we
my
just
God.
finish it right up.
So we're going to pop a little bit of.
A little bit of arugula,
Yeah.
salt and pepper, and then we just put it right on top like
Yeah.
that.
Look at that. That looks amazing.
That's it.
Check that out, guys. Absolutely incredible. I'm going to try some.
So we actually serve scissors with our pizza.
I heard about this.
Yeah.
So you got to cut it up with some scissors,
Cut
right?
it up right up. So we'll grab some scissors.
Right.
There's no wrong way of doing it.
Okay, great.
But
Oh, wow.
Uh-huh.
So this would feed you could feed 4 people with that.
oh yeah.
And if you're really hungry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I want to get some of this jam as well, because I think that's going to really give it a good tang. You can really taste fig is the hero here. The fig is just gives it that sweetness to everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Love the dough as well. And I love that it's charred as well. And the olive oil obviously just makes everything just sing. Love this dish. Love this pizza. Well, I can't believe I've never had my pizza cooked like this before. The dough is cooked to perfection, crispy and bubbly, exactly what you want. The dashing of arugula really tops it off just beautifully. The flavors are incredible.
It's about simple, great ingredients coming together to make an awesome dish.
I love Rhode Island. I love Newport.
Just come visit us more often.
You've been amazing. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Pleasure.
I'm going to eat the whole thing.
Go for it.
Sufficiently full of pizza, my time in Newport has come to a close. From picnics in the park among stunning architecture to French and Italian cuisine done with a Newport native twist, this beautiful part of the world has captured my heart. To reiterate the words of my friend Chris, an adult playground indeed. Join us next time as we continue our tasting journey through the United Plates of America.